order to achieve the rainy effect in Blender, first of all we have to create a mesh plane object and scale it big for your scene, and scale in x-axis to make a road lengthy. To add a texture, I am going to move on a shading tab and click the new material to open the material tab. For image texture, I provided the link on the description, you can check it on it. Then first of all we have to add a image texture, base highway road texture, and node the map into color, base color. After that we have to add a roughness to our image to make realistic, so that's why we are going to add a roughness texture and map to the roughness node. Then for normal texture we have to create a vector normal map to node it to have like a glimpsey effect in the road. So we have to add a normal texture, and then lastly the AO texture we have to add to make a road very realistic. So in this we have to create a mix shader in color option to add a multiple colors, and click the option of multiply to add it. Okay, now we created a perfect road realistic texture. Okay, now we are going to create a rainy object. So for that I am going to mesh and open the icosphere to look similar for the rainy particle, and move on to edit mode to add a rainy particle as to very sharp edge. For that I am going to add a proportional edge, so press O to make a proportional or click that to make a proportional option, and scale it to make a sharp edge to look a rainy particle. Yeah, for now we have to drop the rains, number of rains into the road. So duplicate the road and move into the Z axis upwards to make a fall road, and then now add the particle system. Just simply play, you can see some nicey bubbles were swallowed down. So move to the render option and click the object of particle icosphere which we created. Now you just run the animation, you can see the rainy particle as swallowing. Now change the velocity a normal value to -1 to directly down forward rainy particle, so it look like nicely, and then increase the number of particles to 1 lakh or 2 lakh depending upon your system, and the rainy particle is created. Ta-da! So for creating a rainy particle, then we have to give a glassy effect for a rainy liquid effect to make look nice. So we are going to add a glass BSDF, then make IQR to 0.3 value and node it to the surface, and it look a glassy liquid effect for rain. Now we have to add a 3 effects to make more look very realistic. For that we have to choose the road object and move to the physics tab, add a dynamic paint and canvas, add it, and change the format to image sequence, and choose your frame rate. I choose 100, and to make more smoother I give a substeps 2 value, and then choose the particle system, move to the physics tab and click dynamic. Instead of canvas, give brush and add the brush, and then come to the road object, go to the effects and check box the spread and uncheck the dry. And if you want to make a very slower, you can customize the speed. And initial color, I am going to give a type color and white is okay for me. And for particle system I'm going to change totally for the black to make a splash look nice. After that you can bake it. I already bake it, just I show where how to bake. Go to the output and choose UV map to press UV and choose your file path to bake it and bake the image sequence, and splash is ready for us. Yeah, for waves effect we have to check the try box, and if you want to make a slow, make a time slow to 100 and bake the image sequence again. Now for wet we have to add another surface and make it the vertex group to image sequence, and scroll down, and surface type has to be waves. And then if you want to customize you can. I'll customize the speed little faster to make a waves better, and select UV map and click the bake image sequence. Yeah, the three effects were created. We have to add into the image texture now. So guys, we are in the shading tab to import the image sections which we created the three effects. First I'm going to import the image sequence of splash. So I give a shift A to create a texture or image sequence. First I'm going to import the flash. Yeah, I just created with 100 frames, so it's 100. And then I'm going to place it here. Yeah, and a map. For map I need to add one more mix RGB, so I'm going to duplicate that multiply RGB again to add two nodes for this, so that image sequence has to be point out to the second RGB textures. Yeah, it's look nice. Good. Then again for waves I'm going to duplicate again. Yeah, and I'm going to choose waves. Sorry, it's a wet. Yeah, it's again 100 frames. I'm going to map it. For this I'm going to do yeah, mix RGB, and for the roughness I'm going to interconnect it to the node. Yeah, it's nice. So for the final output we are eagerly waiting for that. Yeah. Again for the image sequence I'm going to add a lost effect, waves. You can do with interconverter or else a direct node is fine. I'm going to with interconverter is little bit tough to do, so I'm going to directly connect with a wave with normal, but here there is some sort of problem. Yeah, I accidentally give the node directly, so likewise I'm going to do a RGB mix shader and connect it to multiply colors with a normal and image sequence to one multiply shader. Yeah, finally we created a best waves effect. You can see a splash dot here. Now just go to the layer tab and see. Hey guys, finally we created a beautiful rainy effects in Blender. So you can add a light and camera for your customizable scenes. I just added a surface down camera to make look nicely. For render I'm going to use the cycles to make realistic, and then GPU compute which I selected already. Then F12 to render the animation. Yeah, this is the final